Mr. Heavyweight Boxing today?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris, the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, just want to give my quick opinion about this heavyweight showdown that's going to take place September 4th out there in LA. Luis Ortiz taking on Andy Ruiz Jr. Before I, get to the fight and the style and everything, just looking at these rankings, man, the WBC, they say that the winner of this fight will be the mandatory for the WBC champion, the title holder. All right, so just looking at the rankings, Wilder at number 1, we got Joyce and Parker at 2 and 3. Both of those guys will be fighting in the WBO eliminator. Both of those guys are also highly ranked in the WBO. Joyce number 1, Parker number 2, and you got Frank Sanchez at 3 in the WBO. Back to WBC though, you got Wilder 1, Joyce 2, Parker 3, Frank Sanchez 4, Ruiz 5. Get down to number 8, Luis Ortiz. At 6, you got Arslanbek Makhmudov, the heavy hitting Russian. And number 7, you got Dillian White. All right. Then rounding out the 10, you got Helenius versus Wilder. We all know that Helenius versus Wilder is happening. My thing is, I'm trying to figure out why is Frank Sanchez being looked over in this regard, looking at the WBC. Like I said, I know Joyce and Parker are fighting for WBO business. Wilder, you can take him out. So Sanchez seems like as if he's being looked over. I'm not sure if the Wilder Helenius is any type of WBC eliminator. I'm not sure on that. If it is, please correct me in the comments section. All right. But just off the top of my head, I'm not sure if that's the elimination bout for the WBC, Wilder versus Helenius. All right. But it just made me think of Frank Sanchez here, man. I'm like, damn. And even if you look at the IBF rankings, Frank Sanchez is number 9. All right. So maybe the WBC or the IBF or the WBO can get Sanchez in some type of elimination bout, man. Something that's meaningful. He did have the fight with the Jag, but that fight, but something else meaningful for him, man. So, but going to the fight though, Luis Ortiz, 43. They list him at 43 years old. Some people think he's a lot older than that, but even a guy like Ruiz, he's 36. So we don't have, spring chickens on our hand here, man. In their last fights, let's go back to the Martin versus Ortiz. Ortiz hit the canvas in that fight. Martin stepped in with a hard, stiff jab, dropped Ortiz. All right. Some people think that Ortiz's legs are starting to go now. They think that those fights with those knockout losses to Wilder, although Ortiz was doing good in the fight, I thought he was winning rounds, putting rounds in the bank, especially that last fight. I thought he pretty much swept all the rounds before he got knocked out by a big right hand from Wilder. He's still a crafty, big, strong southpaw power puncher. You still have to respect his power. He still has good counter punching ability. Once he did hit the canvas against Martin, he got up and he finished Martin off in spectacular fashion, all due to him just walking you down, gradually slipping punches. He'll probe with the jab a little bit, but he's looking for a home for that left hand, whether it's looping, whether it's straight. He's looking for a nice home for that left hand. All right. I don't think Ortiz does the best when people are moving, when he's in a ring fighting somebody that has movement. Not that Andy Ruiz is this back foot fighter, but the problems that I see with Ortiz is the problems that he has in fights is when people are moving on him, like Malik Scott. Some people say, oh, Malik Scott was running, but just the movement was frustrating him. He couldn't cut the ring off effectively. Even Brian Jennings was showing, I know Ortiz beat him, but even Jennings was having some success in certain spots of the fight when he would keep a long jab and move a little bit. But Ortiz has a tendency to walk you down, and he'll get you at close quarters, and he's a technician when it comes to counterpunching. All right. Now we go to Andy Ruiz. His last fight, he's been out of the ring for well over a year. Ortiz fought Martin at the beginning of this year. Ruiz fought Chris Ariola in a slugfest. Shit, that was what, May of 2021? If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. But he's been out the ring for well over a year, but he's back now. I do follow him on social media. He does seem like he's in pretty good shape. He doesn't look like he's going to come in at 285 or nothing like that. I expect Andy to be, anywhere from 250 to 260. Sometimes them, you know, sometimes the stuff that you see on Instagram, they can be a little deceiving, man, because I follow guys like, damn, like he in great shape, then come in and they're not really that much away from the weight that they were in their previous fight. All right, in his previous fight against Ariola, I thought that was a decent weight for him. So I think Andy will come in for his standards, trim and fit for his standards, all right? Especially from what I've seen. But even in his last fight, he hit the canvas as well, and he got hit with a good right hand over the top counterpunch by Chris Ariola. He was getting buzzed and hurt in that fight. Ruiz was. So he was dropped and hurt in the first Anthony Joshua fight. And ever since that Joshua fight, he had the rematch. Then he fought Ariola. He's only fought a couple times in the last few years. I know COVID hit in 2020 and made things kind of difficult to get a fight scheduled and all that, and I get it. But it seemed like Ruiz is kind of just sitting back, enjoying life, you know what I'm saying, from those big paydays that he got, man. So, and rightfully so. He worked for it, he earned it. But as far as the style breakdown in this fight, man, you got one guy in Ortiz who's a great counterpuncher, and then you got a guy like Ruiz who wants to bring the pressure, combinations. He like to dig to the body. And if there is some wear and tear on Ruiz, and if his legs are starting to waver a little bit because of the old age, the best thing to take away is the legs by going to the body. And I think I think Ruiz is going to go to the body. He's going to throw combinations. He's going to come over the top with hooks and uppercuts. But the thing about being aggressive is you're leaving yourself open to get countered by a powerful counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with Andy Ruiz by decision, maybe even a late stoppage. I just think the hand speed, I think he's going to force a fight and get in close. And I think he'll be able to take what Ortiz is dishing out. Andy does have a chin. He will hit the mat, but he will get up and he will finish. The dude does have a nice solid chin, man. You know, AJ was landing some bombs on him. Even after when AJ dropped him in that first fight, he got up and he was still getting hit with some good bombs. And we know what happened in that fight. And even in the second fight, when AJ fought from distance, the right hands that he was landing and he cut Andy Ruiz, he was landing some good shots. He didn't sit down on every single thing he threw, but he was landing some good, powerful shots, and Ruiz eats them like M&Ms. You know what I mean? So, but again, how long can that last? You know, I mean, you can only, you know, just keep getting hit on the chin for so long, man, before you get knocked out. But I think Ruiz has enough in the tank to go the full 12 in this fight, put the pressure on, be able to take and throw back whatever Ortiz is dishing out. Ortiz, I think he's going to try to sit and wait and bait Ruiz with a left hand. All right. I think he'll try to, you know, pepper Ruiz with the jab. He'll try to work it upstairs, downstairs. But I think Ruiz will crash that jab and he'll make it a mid-range fight. And I mean, anything can happen when they're mid-range like that, right? With a guy that can punch like Ortiz. But I like Ruiz's chances in this with the body work, the combination. He can step off to the side. As long as he's not completely out of shape coming into this fight, which I don't think he will be, I see him winning this fight. But those are my initial thoughts, man. But I'll be doing some more videos about this fight as the fight approaches. I'm trying to think anything else I want to talk about, man. As far as this fight is concerned and what I think these guys can do. I think I pretty much covered it all, man. If there's something else that comes to mind, I'll do another video. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gone.